We need the PC police to come and handcuff you. But that enrollment in charter schools is up 138% since 2003. And a charter, just for people who aren't sure, a charter school is basically a compromise, if you will, between a public and a private school.
Right.
It's publicly funded, but their charter, their charter frees them of some of the restrictions of a public school, and it kind of operates like a magnet. And the parents actually set
the curriculum. They oversee the hiring and the firing.
And there's
they actually have firing.
Yeah, well, they don't just send them off to a Podunk, North Dakota, to teach somebody else.
No, Podunk's in South Dakota.
Oh, is it? No, I've been through there. I swear I've been through there. It's on the way to Aberdeen or whatever. I think I've been through there.
But I mean, the larger point is, and you stated this at the beginning, is that District 281, along working in concert with the legislature, is going to find a way to backdoor tax us.
Yes.
And they're going to do it without our vote.
If they'll only let us vote if it's the only option. And some more change.
Backdoor taxes?
Oh,
Did
no.
somebody say backdoor
No.
taxes? No!
Hoy.
Where are you going on vacation? Cozumel or North St. Paul?
And she hasn't even taken for the Twin Stadium that's already paid for. Twin Stadium's paid for, but
I think
the tax hasn't gone away.
There's a light rail project in there.
Yeah,
too.
there's North. Oh! And
Boy, they're just never satisfied.
And I'll tell you, here's another big thing that a lot of people don't know. If this goes through, if this Northport Lakeview thing goes through, I live in Crystal, and it will be in the city of Crystal, 6th property tax increase in a year and a half. Because Hennepin County has 3 property taxes. A lot of people don't know that. It's broken into 3s. One of them got raised 175%. And it's 1, 2, 3, plus the front door referendum, the back door referendum, and the city of Crystal did a backdoor referendum to fund Highway 81 and all that garbage that they want, a new sewer system. So it'll be 6 property tax increases in a year and a half. Now they want 3 cents here, 5 cents here, 10 cents there, and pretty soon it's real money. It's not a latte a day. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say latte a day? I didn't want to say a latte a day. Oh.
No.
We have to make
I
coffee
can't
at
afford
home.
A latte.
Gotta,
I spend 3 cents on my cup of coffee.
We got to make coffee at home now.
I
It's
have
a lot.
to make it at home. I can't
around.
afford the luxury of seats.
Put this, I'm going to put this.
But no, let me tell you, I just refinanced my house last year in order to bring my monthly payment down $150 a month. Well, guess what? With all the taxes last year, I'm right back up to where I was. $150 more a month in taxes that I'm paying now. It's breaking my back.
And it's really not, home prices are artificially assessed.
No, they plummeted from the false assessments that they did over the past 12 years, the phony assessments that brought my house up over $200,000. And now it's dropped down to $130,000, but they're still taxing me at the $175,000 level.
You know what your problem is? You're a whiner.
Yeah, shut up and start paying, right?
I know. I've had a lot of people say, shut up and pay your taxes.
I've had that conversation with the city of Crystal, and what they tell me is, well, that's what the market's.
Exactly. That's so
that's
phony.
The only answer that
it's
they've
so
got.
Phony. They put up one of these monstrosities, try to get $300,000-$400,000 for it on the block, where the rest of them are these little houses, and then try to claim that the property values went up based on that. And they don't go up based on that. They just falsely tax us on that. And now, like I said, it's plummeted back down to $134,000. But my taxes didn't go down to match that. They went up still.
You can't
to the tune of $150
Stinka can't take a tax
month.
cut. Can't take a cut in per diem.
No, you wouldn't want to deprive a legislator.
My checkbook.
We need to cut government
Hey,
somehow.
I got to call my bank.
Okay, the larger question then becomes, we're just citizens, in a community. We live in a middle class community that is what planners would call
used to be middle class, not anymore.
Well, what planners would call a mature community, because you're not going to increase the population in the community. Which means the population of the schools aren't going to grow appreciably. How do we let the school board, which are to a man and woman bought and paid for by the teachers' union?
Yes, without a doubt.
And how do we impress on them the level of our distrust for their judgment.
I don't think we can. They're not getting it. How long have we been talking about this? People had an opportunity to vote the last time to get these people out of there, and they didn't.
Andrew's a good...
An example of that.
There's one out, yeah.
And
well.
speaking of which, though, we do have an opportunity to get some of the legislators out coming up this November. And that's going to have to be the way to do it. You can't just look the other way and say, well, their name sounds familiar, so I'm either not going to vote or I'm going to vote for the name that I've heard before. You must find out who your incumbents are and vote for the other candidate.
And understand, too, that there are options out there, and the option is not... The only option that we are given in the mainstream media and from academia is
more money.
More money.
Yeah.
More money. And the only option that we're given is
speaking of money,
that's the only option we're given.
They're
That was
not going
quite
to
a
stop
handful
until there's
right there.
nothing left.
Yeah.
They're not going to stop
Right.
until there's nothing left. I mean, look at even
You and I can have gum for dinner.
what did they just do? They took the banks out of the student loan business.
Yeah, well,
Now the
And
government
now
owns
it's
that.
right out of our pocket, directly out of our
and
pocket.
you know, one thing that I think it's a good thing to mention is we're not anti-school.
No.
We're not anti-public
No, I want
school.
people to
We're
be
not
smart.
anti-teaching.
I
Right.
want people to
You know,
be
because,
smart, a lot smarter than they are.
But I mean, it's important because, you know, I get emails to the show all the time calling me a child hater and a
And-
racist
Yes,
and all that.
oh yeah, yeah,
But,
yeah,
I
that's
mean,
the name calling.
the public-
yes.
You need a thick skin
Yeah.
Yes.
if you're going to engage in this debate.
Yep.
You're right. I mean,
Hater.
you're going to have to be willing to get hit over the head and figuratively, of course.
Yeah,
no
thank
Flintstone
you, thank
bumps.
you,
But
thank you.
you're going to have to be willing to stick your neck out, and some people have got to do that. I think the best thing you can do just as a citizen, like you guys have been saying, is involvement. You can't make it to the board meetings. They're on
Write 'em an
cable.
email.
You know,
yeah,
and
write a
I'd
letter
like
to the
to
editor.
say on that note that, you know, Andrew did step up to the plate. He put his money where his mouth was. He did run for office. Unfortunately, I say it was the complacency factor that he didn't get elected. You know, people are not getting out there and voting, and shame on you in my own district in Robbinsdale. You're not getting out there and voting and just letting life happen.
Understand-
That's how we got where we are.
Understand, too, that they have these school board elections in off years.
On purpose.
On purpose, because that way they can mobilize the SEIU and the teachers' unions
AFSCME and everybody
AFSCME
else.
and all their friends and families to come out
Got
and
tentacles
vote.
everywhere, yep.
And,
They've got access to names and addresses that other people don't. And there is a proposal. They're discussing moving it to even years. My guess is it doesn't happen
It ain't gonna fly. It's
because
not gonna
they
fly.
can't control then who comes out and votes. So, yeah, I
No,
don't
if you
think
get everyone out there, and I mean, if you ask people en masse, do you want your taxes increased? The overwhelming response is no. But if you do it in an off year, in a school board election, and you get all your friends and family out there to do it, the answer is yes.
Well, even in the 2007 election, where the referendum was defeated, only had 33% turnout. It was only a third of the voters
Yep.
came out. And you know, again, involvement is what they're scared of. Involvement in a full house at the board meeting or something is going to.
And one of the charges that we are constantly faced with, being on our side of the aisle, is that we don't have any alternatives. We have alternatives: tuition tax credits, vouchers. They are alternatives, but the problem, of course, is we can't even debate them. They won't allow the debate.
And I'm sorry, I'm going to have to not allow you to continue.
Yeah. You're a
the time
child
is
hater
now,
if you
the
want
time
that.
is now, people. It's getting warm out. We're going to be out. I'm going to be helping one of the candidates campaign for his election, and